Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the pilot episode of the Burgundy Breakdown on its own channel. What a time to start as day one of Washington Commanders training camp got underway, and we have a lot to discuss, from undrafted free agent Jacory Brooks catching 2 touchdown passes to Terry McLaurin holding out, and Sam Cosmi could be ready by week 1. All in that and more is coming up on the Burgundy Breakdown. Let's get Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. 9:49 Wednesday, July 23rd is the time stamp. This is the Burgundy Breakdown, and we're here. Football is back, fellas. How are we doing?
Finally.
Feeling great, excited, man. A lot of good talks, a lot of good things to discuss. It's up. Football is back.
Mm-hmm.
What up, people? What up, people?
I'm a little disappointed in that energy, Z.
Huh?
I'm a little disappointed in that energy. I thought you was gonna come with a little bit because your man was hooping today. Both of your mans was hooping.
Here you go about to start slicing them. You gotta slice them. Come on, man.
I had your back earlier too.
Don't tell me about nothing that happened in 7-on-7, bro.
Reedie, I'm telling you, last week, like I said, one of them gonna make the team. The other one gonna be a starter at some point, and Reedie gonna be saying both of them is his man's by week 6. So I ain't worried.
You're gonna see the video on our page. That's my man. I told him. That's my man.
The truth comes out.
Nah, but people, man, we thank y'all for joining us today. But like Juan said before, this is the pilot episode of the Burgundy Breakdown on our own channel. So in the comments, we're going to give you guys the link to the channel. So we have our channels up now, but in probably about 8 to 9 minutes, we're going to come off our channels, and you have to go over there to see the remainder of the show, which we will be over there. So if you haven't already done so, like, share, subscribe to the Burgundy Breakdown at the Burgundy Breakdown Wash. That's the new channel where we're going to be broadcasting from every Wednesday throughout the season. And this is, like we said, the pilot episode, training camp edition, I guess we're going to call it. But what's up,
training camp edition? What's up, man? I mean, I wish I could say physically I'm feeling better, but I'm here. Yeah, I'm physically unable to perform list, man. But man, we got a lot to talk about, fellas. We really, really do. And I want to start with the heavy hitters. Yeah, we could talk about the locker room, which is cool, but I'm going straight into the business here first. Terry McLaurin not there at training camp. This not a surprise for me, as I expected him to not show up. But for me personally, what I will say is I think Terry's doing this thing wrong. I think a hold in would have been better for him financially, and also to get on the side of putting the pressures on him. Because imagine you being a boss and you showing up to work and not doing nothing, but you can't do nothing about it. You can't find me $50,000 if I'm doing a hold in and I'm there. But he decided to hold out. I think there was a picture floating around that he was doing some yoga in the Ashburn area, so he is by the facility, probably hoping for that contract to be done soon. As that gives us some type of confidence that it could be done very soon, because we could be Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson not even in Cincinnati, so maybe that's a little, hope that it can be done soon. But yeah, what are y'all thoughts about that? Let's start it off right there.
Well, with the Terry situation, I definitely thought if he was to hold out, it would be a hold in. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean, he elected to not show. When that happened, I'm like, whoa, he really making a statement. Saw the picture this morning. He out doing yoga out at Ashburn, so you can tell he's nearby. He's
from
waiting.
a fan too.
Yeah, he, you know what I mean. He's showing. I mean, it's Terry. He's not carrying it. I think he's just showing that he's serious about what he meant, about his value, and that the team or the organization, you know, if they need to step up and put their, you know what I mean, put their money where their mouth is. Yesterday, Adam Peters discussed and basically said that the team is going to do everything they need to do to get a deal done with Terry. So, like Mr. Peters, like, get on it. Let's do whatever it is you need to do to figure this out. You know, me personally, from the aspect of losing money, you know what I mean, I always wonder what these players be thinking about, you know what I mean, losing that type of money, $50,000 a day for anyone that may not have known. Every practice that he missed is $50,000. And when they put him on a, you know, on that list, it pretty much stamped that, you know, he's going to incur those fines. Also, I'm hearing that the league took away the ability for the teams to waive the you know, the action on not finding players when they're holding out. So he's definitely taking that 50K hit. Shocks me
every day.
That's a lot of money. I mean, I know he's a millionaire. He make 20 plus a year, but 50K is 50K. But I'm hoping that, you know, they can get this deal done and over with so we can move forward. I personally think that, you know, it's a distraction they have to keep talking about every day. I also personally think that him being here is important, you know what I mean, because we got a championship to chase. We're not, you know, fiddling around with our thumbs anymore. We're not just sitting at the bottom. We got some shit to chase out here, and I think that being, you know, 100% in attendance needs to hurry up and happen.
So here's the thing for me. A big thing about the $50,000 a day is like they can't pay you that back based off of the new collective bargaining agreement. So that's $50K lost. I guess that's to us regular people, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money, but I guess to these, you know, athletes that are making, you know, millions, that's peanuts, you know what I'm saying? That's like $1,000 in a sense to them. But I did as well thought it would be a hold-in situation. I didn't think he was going to hold out. I really didn't think Terry was going to go through with it. I thought he was going to, you know, do the right thing as he always did, but I guess he's taking a stance. But the, you know, my takeaways from the presser yesterday, you know, I felt like AP was a little bit like nervous when he was talking about Terry. A lot of people talk about how DQ's body language was a little weird, like he didn't want to even get into it or whatever, like he didn't agree with what Adam Peters was saying, but it just gave me the vibes like he was lying about what he was talking when he was said that, you know, they have been in talks or whatever recently. But Terry just told us that they weren't in talks. So that kind of contradicted what he said. I didn't believe it. It didn't pass the eye test for me, but hopefully they get this done sooner than later and Terry could be in the building because like Z said, we got bigger fish to fry. I'm sorry. You know, we need to do what we need to do to get him in the building just to, you know, get on this, you know, get on the same page. But I do think with a year in the offense already, he was here for most of the offseason program besides minicamp. So I think when he does come in, like Bobby Wagner alluded to earlier, you know, it's business, but it just ain't our business. You know what I'm saying? So when he comes in, we'll welcome him in and just keep it moving from there.
Yeah. Going back to so it's $50K a day. So for a lot of us, that's a yearly salary. $50K is a yearly salary for people out here. That's $350,000 a week. That is anywhere from $1.4 to $1.75 million a month. If they do not get this done between now and August 23rd, Terry could be out another $1.75 million. Could you imagine? I could make a whole basketball, WNBA pay, you know, joke. I ain't going to do it. I'm going to do it this time. That's a lot of money. $50K for us is a lot of money. $350K is a damn sure a lot of money. $1.4 million is life-changing. So I get it for some of these athletes, you know, man, like to Reedie Zee's point, like 50K is, you know, pennies on the dollar. It's not much. In the grand scheme of things, Terry's going to be out anywhere from $100,000 to $1.4 million within a 30-day notice. You know what I could do with $1.4 million? A lot. So I hope and I pray that AP and Terry figure this out, because the longer this goes on, not only does it cost Terry more money in the long term, it costs him more money in the short term.
Yeah, that's a great point. My first thought to that is, I don't think Terry ain't gonna be gone for a month straight. Even if they wasn't to get a contract done for another month, it's no way he allows $1 million. Like, yeah, 50,000 1, 2, 3, 4 times may be cool, but letting it get to $1 million, he's gonna show up at some point. It has to. I mean, if he's cool off that, just losing $1 million like that, then so be it. But no, I don't think it's gonna get to that point where he's no longer gonna be at the building if they can't get to a contract by the next month. But I do want to go back to Reedie's point for a second, because honestly, Reedie, you're the first person that I heard that kind of, I wouldn't say was negative about the comments, but a little bit different. Like, you kind of picked up on, like, oh, AP may sound a little bit nervous and questioning DQ's body language. I really didn't pay DQ any mind, and I don't pay him no mind when they ask him stuff about Terry, because he legitimately doesn't have a say in this thing. It's literally the Adam Peters and Terry McLaurin in the front office. He has nothing to say. So Dan Quinn's body language don't really mean nothing to me. But you saying, AP been a little bit nervous, like that was eye opening, because I didn't look at it as such. But maybe, you know what I'm saying, you can elaborate on that more to kind of get us a better feel.
So maybe I'm a nerd or whatever, and I pay attention to a lot of things when I watch press conferences, because I watch each and every press conference. And then when you could just tell, like, if you go back and you look at the press conference from the beginning, when John Keim asked him the questions about Terry, he just seemed a little bit hesitant. But then when they asked him other questions, he kind of opened up. He's smiling. His personality was his personality. So I kind of read kind of like into that, like he was kind of like, I don't know if it was like he was trying to, keep it close to the vest or not. He started looking down in a way, and like he was trying to deflect a little bit. I don't know. So I was just like, I don't necessarily know if I trust it. And then also Bickle from 106.7 The Fan, the Junkies, they made a post on their page saying that, looking at Dan Quinn's body language, like he wanted no parts of it, like no parts of what Peters was saying. Like, I didn't really pay attention to Dan Quinn in the moment, but when I went back and looked at it after I seen that clip, he is kind of like hesitant on like what he's saying. Like, they didn't seem like they were, hand to hand on, what was going on at that point in time. I think DQ like wants this shit to be over and wants him back in the building, whereas they got to take a stand, what I'm saying, because it may not align with them, and like everybody's saying, it's not about this year when he turns 30, because he's still going to be under his previous contract. It's next year, the year after, and the year after that, when he gets into the crux of the nude money deal that they're worried about. And then also, like I've been saying all season, they got to pay other people, so they got to be on the lookout for that. But that was my takeaway from that one. What I saw, I just like pay attention to like Adam Peters. Like, when he's uncomfortable, he kind of looks down in a way, but when he's like more outgoing, I guess, in a sense, if you read into that, when he's comfortable answering certain questions.
That's a very, very new and good perspective. I'm definitely going to look out for that more so when we get to other things. Because when I first heard the press again, like, I was first just like, hey, this is another reason for me to feel like I should relax. And hearing that both sides want to get a contract done, and that they want Terry, that they don't speak in like no other kind of direction. And even DQ, right? Like he said, I don't know if y'all caught this one, but because something like catastrophic, I don't know if the mic failed or something like that, but one of the reporters asked Dan Quinn, was like, hey, so with Terry been absent, has there been any plan to like what to do in case he's not here, like any kind of like plays or anything like that?
Oh,
and
yeah.
DQ was like, yeah, can you come with a better question? That's the first time I ever heard that. Like, he straight up said, can you come with a better question? And we're not going to.
He's just frustrated.
We're not doing that. Yeah.
So I kind of allude to I feel you on that point right there. Like, DQ is just, and then again, you can't blame him specifically, because he's like, bro, that's probably why the disconnect was there, because he truly has nothing to do with it. So that kind of is probably where the divide was. In their two presses when it was coming to answer that. But I do want to say, ladies and gentlemen, check us out on the Burgundy Breakdown channel. as we're winding down here on streaming on our separate channels, we're going to be on the Burgundy Breakdown. That's where we're going to be for the remaining of these shows. You know, so catch us over there. Subscribe to the channel, the Burgundy Breakdown. You will no longer be able to catch these shows on all of our separate channels. Burgundy Breakdown is where we will be. Now moving on to the next topic, I want to talk about Z's guy, Ja'Cory Krosky Mert. You know what I'm saying? We know he's been on the Bill train since day one. And when I saw Ja'Cory Brooks and Ja'Cory Krosky Mert having great days
the day
today,
that they had today.
The first person that came to my mind was Z. So Z, I'm gonna let you take it away. You actually started off with actually no, let's do it. Let's go in order. So for the first training camp pass of the day, Jaden Daniels to Deebo Samuel. Very first play of training camp.
On my guy, Tyler Owens. I was glad to hear that it was on Tyler, but
I need y'all to delete that footage right now. That footage does not exist. That was AI.
Jaden threw a dime.
Yeah. So Z, go ahead and take it away, right starting from the top.
But yeah, I was definitely, it was definitely lit kind of seeing the tweet come through. Deebo went up top, then later on in the evening seeing that seeing the play actually happen. And was excited about it. I think just to start with Deebo in a sense, I think his name was mentioned a lot today. And rightfully so. I think throughout this offense, he's going to get a lot of touches, heavy involvement. And it's pretty much a lot of it is going to run through him. So I was excited to kind of see that him and Jaden was connecting well. It seemed like he had a pretty electric practice and a lot of fun was being had out there. And then, a little bit after that, to get to see, first that Bill had a run, had a rush for a touchdown. So off gate, Reedie come texting and like, man, don't come gassing Bill tonight on the pod. And I'm like, damn, it's crazy how you want to hate on your RB1. So, but yeah, like I said early on in this off season, I went on a limb and said that I think that probably about mid-season, Bill could potentially take over the number one running back spot, but he's definitely gonna give Brian Robinson some bump, and some competition out there. And I think that, as well as last week, I made the prediction that Ja'Cory Brooks will make this roster as a receiver. Today he had 2 touchdowns, one from Jaden, one from Marcus. So definitely excited to see those names come flashing across my phone today. And I'm just geeking to get out this starting Sunday and the days following to kind of, get out there and get some real looks at my guys.
You know what, Z? I had your back all the way. I ain't gonna lie, because my man Reedie came extremely. And I don't want to hit his about 7 on 7. Look, when you Ja'Cory Brooks and Ja'Cory Krosky Mert, I don't care if it's 1-on-1, 7 on 7, 11 on. You gotta show out because you fighting for a roster spot. So whatever type of success they have, I'm all for it. So and like. It's this Ja'Cory Brooks fan, stan. Like, I remember years ago, I was a part of the Kelvin Harmon stand where it was a long shot that he would be something for real, but I was a part of it heavy. It's like a legit fan base for Ja'Cory Brooks out here, man. So to hear that he's had a day, not only had a day though, but had a day with the ones, cooked Marshawn Lattimore. Take that with a grain of salt, please. Don't.
I was about to say Cook is
They say Marshawn slipped.
Marshawn slipped. Yeah, Marshawn slipped on that banana.
Okay, peel. Cool. We'll go with that. I only say take that with a grain of salt because I don't want people to be overlooking that and say, "Oh, Marshawn Lattimore's cook." Hey, I'm more so happy that Ja'Cory Brooks did something against a guy of that caliber. But let's go to Reedie because Reedie awfully quiet. What's up, Reedie?
I don't have a comment. I don't have nothing to say. I'm not saying. Yeah. I don't get too hype over 7 on 7 people. That's all I'm saying. When the pads get on this 11 on 11, then we can get excited about some things. Now I don't get too excited about shorts and t-shirts.
Fair enough.
Me, I feel like when the Bullets is fine, it's 11 on 11 team. Then we can we can get excited. When we go up to Cincinnati, or when we play the Ravens on these joint practices, then we can get excited. It's a little too early for that. But
so let me ask you this.
I would say this real quick. Just so you guys know, we're getting ready to drop off the other channels, so you can go over to the Burgundy Breakdown Wash on YouTube, and we will be continuing this show over there. So if you're on Reedie Zee on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter as X, or on our YouTube channel, we're going to drop off and be on the Burgundy Breakdown. So we're going to do that right now. Well, go ahead.
If you're on BIB, or cut it off.
I was gonna ask you. So all right.